So we have nothing particularly strong in our opening hand. We'll keep the 0 drop, and we'll keep a draw 2. And since we don't have a ton of draw 2s in our deck, I think I'm going to keep a second draw 2 as well. Just so we make sure we have off-turn plays for a while. And we'll go ahead and play our 0 cost 9/6, once again, maintaining our gold so we have the ability to use it after our opponent spends theirs. And if they don't spend their gold and just go to their turn, we just start with a 9/6 in play. So yeah, I think I'm just going to draw cards. Our Forest Giant is bigger than that Jungle Queen, so if they want to block, that's good for us. If they play something, we can banishment it on our turn. We could use Flame Strike, but drawing cards is just incredibly valuable, because we need to maintain the ability to play something on every single turn, because any turn in which we don't spend our gold is very bad. Interesting. Your other wild champions have +2/+2. And it's actually a 5/5. So, what we'll do is banishment the Jungle Queen. So that makes that one a 5/5. So if they try to block, they'll die and we won't. We could have done that after blocks, but what's this? Target champion gains +6/+6 this turn, and it's a 10/10. Oh, and this is just a generic, your other wild champions at +2/+2. I thought it was a tribute effect. So, this is a card that is not in the paper release as of yet, so caught me off guard a little bit. So in this situation, since both of those were AoE buffs, i.e. buffs on a champion that last as long as that champion's in play, we definitely should have waited until our opponent blocked before we did anything. So, Jungle Queen. So, in order to protect ourselves from taking 11 damage here, we'll play the Standard Bear, which is not a great card, but it does let us get a blocker in front of this Forest Dweller that's not that high priority. Deal 3 damage to a target. That's fine. Oh, wow. That's a little scary. So, we have a couple options here. Our opponent has significantly more in play than we do, so we could just Apocalypse to break everything. However, that's our only draw 2 effect in hand, so we very much do not want to do that. We don't want to attack first before spending our gold, because our 9/6 loses to that 10/10. So we can either play Mythic Monster just to draw a new card, get a big threat in play, or we could play Palace Guard to banish this Forest Dweller that's buffing all of his champions. And then our champions can contest the board significantly easier. That's a tough call. These are 5/2s normally. I think I just want to Mythic Monster to draw some cards. It's tough. It's close. We can Flame Strike off turn. Yeah, I think I just want to get rid of that AoE buff. It's pretty scary. And then we will pass and wait for our opponent to spend their gold. They didn't. Canopy Ranger. 14/14. That's fine. None of these are scary enough that we want to kill them. So, we're going to go to declare blockers, use another one of our human tokens. Use tokens to block. big attacks. Then we're not going to spend our gold in case they had a Rage or a Lash. Then we'll draw some cards. Pass. Alright, we have the Javelin Throwers. So we're just going to get a big guy into play. Make it harder for them to make an attack against us. And we don't want to attack with our... Ooh, Hunting Pack, that's strong. And that was another new card, Howl. Interesting. So, our opponent has a lot of small champions in play. So this is going to allow them to get multiple attacks through, potentially, which is a problem for us. So let's see, they have 5 wolves. We have plenty of health, so we're going to take the damage from pretty much all of them before we want to spend our gold, just in case they have some crazy effect. So we're probably going to want to Rain of Fire. Yeah. So what we can do this turn is Rain of Fire to kill both of these guys and do 5 damage to our opponent. Then we can Flame Strike them, and then Flame Strike them again, and that will kill them. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. Leave our other guys as blockers. This does open us up to our opponent doing something particularly strong, but that is not one of those things. We'll take the damage from the small guys. We'll use Courageous Soul as a small chump blocker. If they have Rage or Lash, we lose, but we haven't seen that yet. Alright. So, if either of these guys hit our opponent, we win. So we're going to use Vanishing as a 0 to remove our opponent's only blocker. And then we're going to attack with our big guy in case of Ceasefire or Fireballs or something like that. Alright. So, our opponent has plenty of blockers, so we're just going to go ahead and start Flame Striking them directly. Yep. And we're able to steal that win. We weren't able to get through on the ground with our attackers, but we got enough damage that we could finish them off. So, use Burn to kill opponent. Yeah, this one could be pretty tricky if you don't draw the right cards. Our opponent was pretty low on cards, so Stand Alone probably would have been pretty good. So you probably want to keep that. Breaking AoE buffs can be strong. So it looks like this deck is at its strongest when it's able to play a lot of wolves and then make them stronger with its AoE buffs. And once again, AoE buffs are basically just passive effects that boost all champions of a specific type, in this case, wild champions. So this is strong because the more champions you buff, the more valuable the buff. the more valuable both the buff is and the champions. Cool. You do know the cards in your deck from the beginning, right? You do. As you play, you unlock cards, so these are getting added to my deck. But once we're in the game,
After you.
I'm just skipping over the lore. You can click on your deck, and it'll show you all of the cards in your deck.